Welcome back. UDM leader Bantu Holomisa and SAFTU General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi have met with warring taxi associations in Cape Town over the weekend. Since the start of the year, at least 82 people have been murdered in taxi violence, sparked in part by competition over the Bellville-Paarl route. Meanwhile, Western Cape Transport MEC Dalen Mitchell closed that route, announcing it would remain closed for the next 2 months. UDM leader Bantu Holomisa joins us now for an update on that intervention. Mr. Holomisa, thanks very much for joining us on the line this morning. How do you reckon your intervention is going to make progress here where the Transport Minister has failed?
Well, so far, the Minister of Transport might have been accused of having failed, but the two warring factions must also take the blame because this problem was started by them. Be that as it may, we have compiled, we met the two groups on Saturday, one in the morning, the other in the afternoon, and then on Sunday, we met them again and agreed and identify areas of agreement. And yesterday we met them again, and we have since sent the report to the Minister of Transport, Minister of Police, and also the MEC of Transport in Western Cape to join us. But at least I can say that the gaps have been narrowed. But since there are areas which needs government's response, we have sent the document to the government, and also that I spoke to Mr. Mbalula early this morning. He called me back after he received the document. I said he needs now to coordinate the last meeting, either Friday or Saturday, where everybody would say, yes, we are guaranteeing security, because we cannot guarantee security. We're not even in government. We're just asked to assist. So I'm satisfied with the progress made thus far. And the ball now is in government's court, and the taxi owners have narrowed the gap in a big way, in the sense that they've said, yes, we are ready. No, there must be a ceasefire. We are ready to work together. But the 2 months ban meant that it's not only closing that route and they're going to Paarl. It has affected many routes. Of course, I guess that was because of security threat. But on the other hand, there's a pressure from the public, especially the workers, that they must go and work. Otherwise, they are going to lose their jobs. So everybody, the way I see it, wants a solution yesterday.
So Kata and Kodeta, these are the two groups that you met with over the weekend. I take it from what you're saying that you met with them separately. What are you able to reveal about those meetings and what they said to you about, why the situation has not only now but in the past as well, on several occasions, it's deteriorated so drastically into violence and lives lost?
Yes, the problems they've highlighted is amongst themselves, right? They admitted that. And also that these problems do overlap in the sense that the state has a role. The state has to be blamed in some cases where they issued permits to a certain group, two groups in one line, and so on. But all those details are contained in the document which we have released. Fortunately, we don't have to hide it.
Yeah. So that's part of, no doubt, what the Transport Minister will deal with as well. These background issues of permits being issued only to certain groups. Yeah.
But the beauty about this is that both groups, they want a lasting solution. They are tired of having been killing each other and so on. You remember that this thing stems from as early as 1992 when I intervened the two groups here in the Western Cape. But we solved that by suggesting that they must form one association. Hence, the Kodeta was established. But I don't know, later other groups broke away and so on. So we need to make sure that we have a lasting solution, but that solution must include the government, and that the government must act with speed. You see, this quasi-federal system we have here, sometimes it delays things. In another provinces, another party which has its own priorities upside down, and then at national level you have another party which has its own priorities upside down. But now I'm satisfied. I spoke to the Minister of Police yesterday, the Commissioner of Police, the Minister of Transport, and again this morning. So Minister Mbalula, I'm sure now, is looking at that document, and possible Friday or Saturday we will meet again. And then we have given the taxi industry that if there are still gray areas where you feel that you are not satisfied in a certain areas where we need to compromise on these routes, you give that route to so and so. You have up until the weekend to do so, because the state will not listen to you if you are not ready to be in line to protect the citizens of South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. And commuters, the worst affected by this ongoing taxi violence. Bantu Holomisa, he's the UDM leader, intervening there in the situation in Cape Town between those two warring factions, Codeta and Kata. What does a lasting solution look like for this sector? That is still the big question.